Your money matters. When you were initiated as a member of the Delta Kappa Gamma Society International, you became a part of the chapter, state organization, and international levels. The dues you pay have significance at all three levels of the society. At the chapter level, the Finance Committee prepares and presents a budget for the chapter that's voted on by the chapter members. At the state organization level, the Finance Committee prepares and presents the budget for the state organization. This budget is discussed and voted on by the State Organization Executive Board, which consists of representatives of all chapters in the state organization. At the international level, the Finance Committee prepares and presents the two-year budget for international. The Administrative Board reviews the document. Then it is sent to the International Executive Board. When they meet at the International Convention, they discuss and vote on the budget after members take action at the convention. The International Executive Board includes all state organization presidents, past international presidents, and the Administrative Board. When your state organization treasurer sends your dues to international, they go into the available fund. The available fund could be compared to your checking account that you maintain to pay your bills. Interest, bequests, and non-dues revenue provide us some additional money each year. After being named by the International Nominations Committee, members of the International Finance Committee are elected by the International Executive Board. The members of the International Finance Committee review regular budget reports that include revenue and expenses. The Constitution directs us to set aside a percentage of dues each year that is transferred into the permanent fund. Think of this fund as a savings account that we turn to when we need to replace articles and equipment of a permanent nature. The Operations Services Department keeps a very detailed record of all income and expenses for the Society. A certified public accountant audits these records each year. We have a good record of clean audits. We'd like to think this is because we have a knowledgeable and conscientious staff. The Society's Constitution and Standing Rules dictate much of our spending. This graph shows how your $40 was used in the available fund during 2009-2010. See the big red section? This biggest part represents money that was transferred into the permanent fund. Based on the Constitution and Standing Rules, we set aside for our permanent fund 1/4 of the initiation fees and annual dues until the total of the current assets in the permanent fund are not less than 30% of its available fund annual income. In this particular fiscal year, we deposited 25% of the dues and fees that we received into this fund. The good news is that we reached the required level, and now in 2010-2011, the budgeted amount has been reduced to 5%. As in most school district budgets, salaries, benefits, and operating costs represent a large portion. Much is allocated to our society leaders and to committee work for our members. Our philosophy has always been that conferences and conventions are not a money-making activity. We want our members to be able to experience and grow from these professional events. It's also very important to maintain communication throughout our membership, whether through publications like the news or in areas using technology. You may notice in this chart that we were able to set aside a budget reserve, so we will no longer have to borrow from other funds. Through the generosity of our members, we maintain several other funds. These special funds are managed at the international level of the Society by committees. It's very important to remember that legally, money deposited into each of these funds can only be used for the purpose for which it was collected. The emergency fund is one example. Cutting expenses, controlling spending, and reducing contracted costs are ongoing concerns. We continually review expenses with a goal to remain fiscally sound and to provide financial support for our purposes in today's world.